Good evening, I'm Swastika Panda from OdishaTV.in bringing you today's news from Odisha. First, the headlines. Ending anxious wait of devotees, Sri Mandir administration announces identification of Jagat Daru in Jagat district today. State government modifies long-term ore linkage policy keeping in mind problems faced by mineral industries in availing raw materials. Doctors working in remote areas of the state to see their payout doubled up, with government set to lure them with special incentives. State government to invest around rupees 1,000 crore in next 2 years to improve the living standards of vulnerable tribal groups. And Odisha registers around 20% increase in coconut production last fiscal at a time when Andhra, Kerala and Karnataka show a decline. Now the details. The anxious wait of thousands of devotees of Lord Jagannath is over today with the identification of deities Daru near Kharipada of Raghunathpur in Jagat district. Sri Jagannath Temple Administration Chief Suresh Mahapatra made a formal announcement about it this morning. Elaborating about security arrangements, Mahapatra said since barricading around the holy tree is going on by the district administration, the devotees will not be allowed to have a close view of the tree today. Officials said since the tree is situated in a very narrow place, elaborate traffic arrangements are being made for safety of visitors and smooth vehicular movement in the area.
आज प्रभु श्री जगन्नाथ दारू जो रघुनाथपुर पाखे खरी पड़िया जो जगह अच्छी ये ऑफिशियली अनाउंस करा जायछि दलपति लिखित भाव में जन तेणु आज आम भोर आसिकी ये जगह देखु बहुत संकीर्ण जगह अच्छी नदी बंध जो अच्छी ता साइड रे प्रभु दारू अच्छी तेणु ताको इमिडिएटली आम बहुत गुड़े काम करिया पड़िबो ताको लेवल करिके सबरपल्ली एवं यज्ञ मंडप एसबू करने क्राउड कंट्रोल करने बहुत गुड़े काम करिया पड़िबो विभिन्न डिपार्टमेंट रो इंजीनियर माने भी आम संगे अच्छी इलेक्ट्रिसिटी डिपार्टमेंट RWSS वर्क्स डिपार्टमेंट सब डिपार्टमेंट अफसर माने अच्छी आम चेष्टा करूँ जिते शीघ्र ताको रेडी करने जहाँद्वारा कि जो लक्ष लक्ष भक्त आसवे से स्मूथली गाड़ी पार्किंग करके स्मूथली दारू दर्शन करके बाहरी जापारे तेणु बर्तमान आम टेम्पोरारी किसी घंटा आम पाखक क्या आसवाक दबनी कारण कम चलुची जोरसोर रे तापर 4-5 घंटा पर आफ्टरनून आड़ को जो आम लैंड लेवलिंग एसबू हो तापर आम भक्त मान को दारू पाखक जावाई अलाउ करूँ बर्तमान से दूर ठिया केवल देखिपारे और गतकाल जो हेवी रेनफॉल होती पार्किंग एरिया सब पानी बुड़ी जाइए गाड़ी पार्किंग करने चाष जमी भितर कौन जगह नहीं तेणु गाड़ी मूवमेंट आज रेस्ट्रिक्शन कराब
दुईटा जगह एडिक्वेट अरेंजमेंट करा जायछि सुभद्रा दारू रे भी पुलिस अरेंजमेंट ठीक भाव रे करा जायछि आज महाप्रभु का दारू एटा डिक्लेयर हो जायछि ए जगह भी आमे इमिडिएटली किछि फोर्स लगे देछु पुनी स्टेट पुलिस हेडक्वार्टर तरफ अधिक फोर्स मोबिलाइज करा जाउछि और ताकू मुतयन कराबो एबे प्राथमिक 6 प्लाटून पुलिस फोर्स आमे दे सारछु और पुनी स्टेट पुलिस हेडक्वार्टर तरफ भी आमे अधिक फोर्स मगे देछु अधिक मनुष्यबळ मगे देछु से डिप्लॉयमेंट हबो.
Keeping in mind problems faced by the state-based mineral industries in terms of raw material availability, the Odisha government has modified certain provisions of the long-term ore linkage policy. In a meeting presided over by Chief Minister Navin Patnaik, the State Cabinet yesterday approved the changes in the policy proposed by Steel and Mines Department. As per the state policy, the state-owned Odisha Mining Corporation OMC was authorized to provide up to 50% of its iron ore production to local end-user plants in the state. The quantity of iron ore to be offered to local industries under the policy was modified from 50% up to 70% with OMC's permission. However, the OMC would fix the exact quantity to be distributed taking into account its production and the demand from local end-users.
long-term linkage policy रे आयरन ओर रो व्यवस्था थिला जे जते सेलेबल स्टॉक ओएमसी रो हेउची तारो आधा स्टॉक एमओयू साइन स्टील प्लांट्स को लॉन्ग टर्म लिंकेज रे बिक्री करा जाई परिबो स्टॉक रो 50% थिला सीधा में कहलो मिनिमम 50% अथवा 70% पर्सेंट डिपेंडिंग ऑन द डिमांड एंड सप्लाई से दृष्टि रे रखी करी 70 भाग पर्यंत हमें लॉन्ग टर्म लिंकेज रे ऑफर करी परिबो.
In a move that could help improve doctor-patient ratio in remote and inaccessible areas in Odisha, the state cabinet has cleared a proposal for special incentives to doctors appointed in remote and KBK areas. As retention of medicos in rural and remote areas like Kalahandi, Bolangir and Koraput continues to be the biggest challenge for the government, it approved that doctors would get up to 100% incentives. After the cabinet meeting, the Chief Secretary said the incentives are determined on available objective parameters and ground realities such as backwardness of locality, tribal dominance, left-wing extremism, transport facilities and social infrastructure. The state government had earlier devised incentives like higher salaries and preferential admission to postgraduate courses, but medical officers did not stay in the rural areas, affecting health services there. Chief Minister Navin Patnaik has announced the launching of free medicine distribution scheme Niramaya in all government hospitals of the state, which will be available for patients from May 1st. Patnaik said yesterday that his government has allocated about ₹200 crore in the state budget this time for free distribution of medicines through Odisha State Medical Corporation. The CM further stated that drug distribution counters would soon be opened in medical colleges, district headquarter hospitals, community health centers, public health centers and other state-run health service providers. Besides, the state government has also decided to provide specialized medicine to cancer, hemophilia, thalassemia, sickle cell and psychiatric patients before end of the year.
We are going to launch the free medicine distribution scheme all over the state from the 1st of May 2015. This will be implemented in a phased manner. The scheme will certainly be a great support to the common man.
With the Regional Meteorological Office in Bhubaneswar predicting scanty rainfall during the ensuing monsoon season, the state government has decided to launch a ₹522 crore scheme to revive the defunct lift irrigation projects. After a proposal in this regard was approved at the cabinet meeting yesterday, the Chief Secretary G.C. Pati said the amount would be spent for revival of 3,773 defunct lift irrigation projects within a period of 5 years. Official sources said there are estimated 6,916 such projects in the state, of which 1,469 are permanently defunct and cannot be revived due to drying up of water sources, urbanization and change of river course among other factors. Pati said a comprehensive strategy has been worked out for revival of 5,447 lift irrigation projects in the state. To improve the living standards of vulnerable tribal groups in the state, the Odisha government is considering to invest around ₹1,000 crore in next 2 years. Presiding over the Governing Council meeting of Odisha Tribal Development Society yesterday, the Chief Secretary directed the authorities to meet the housing and livelihood needs of particularly vulnerable tribal groups through various ongoing programs. The tribal welfare body asked to prepare draft agreements to be signed with various societies and corporations in this regard. Official sources said there were around 20,000 such tribal groups spread over 20 blocks in 12 districts of the state. Pati directed the authorities to work out a specific action plan for the housing and livelihood need of these groups. In a bid to control criminal activities in the twin cities of Cuttack and Bhubaneswar, the Commissionerate Police has directed the liquor shop owners to install closed-circuit television cameras in their shops. The police have given May 25th deadline for installing the cameras. Sources said with installation of the cameras, close surveillance can be maintained on the operations at the liquor shops as well as the activities of customers over an area of 30 meters. The footage collected from these cameras will be examined by police every 15 days. After reports emerged that some owners have not installed the cameras at their liquor shops in the stipulated manner, the Commissionerate Police has said that it would conduct a review of the installation of the cameras at these shops.
नियम चली भी ठीक चलती कारण ये कौन से गंडगोल हम कि कौन सी कस्टमर 50 दे 100 कहे कि कर ये सीसी कैमेरा लगे समस्त सतर्क भी रोचे कौन से पार्टी कि गंडगोल कौन सी ना सब ठीक ठाक चलती बी साइड रोड को पूरा कवर करके 30 मीटर पर्यटन जोटा हो लगे आम लगे जदि पुलिस आउ कि इनफर्मेशन देवे ये टाइप लगातु बोले आम लगे
आईएसी मान को कहने पर्सनली निरीक्षण करेंगे देखिए जदि कवरेज ठीक आकार हेउनी ताले जो कैमरा रो जो एंगल अच्छी अथवा जो पोजीशन अच्छी तारो टिके चेंज करले सो दैट ठीक हमरो जो डिजायर्ड अनुसार से एरिया कवर करीबे.
With reports emerging that hundreds of Orias are still stranded in quake-hit Nepal, the state government has asked all the collectors to gather information about people from their respective districts staying in the Himalayan kingdom. Meanwhile, a statement issued by Special Relief Commissioner P.K. Mahapatra said, as per information received from Kendrapada collector, about 335 persons of Patamundai and Ali blocks of the district are staying in Nepal. Of them, 4 persons, Bulu Kumar Sethi, Kiroda Behra, Manoj Behra and Mamata Behra have suffered minor injuries while the others are safe. The statement added that the 3 persons of Balangir district, Bidhu Bhushan Mahapatra, his wife Pragya Parimita Guru and their child Adrika had taken shelter in a relief camp at Etimore in Nepal and are in need of help. Commissioner Mahapatra said a 24-hour helpline has been set up in the Chief Resident Commissioner's office in New Delhi to facilitate the persons from Odisha on their return from Nepal. Good news for coconut farmers in the state. A statistical survey by the Coconut Development Board shows that coconut production in Odisha, Tamil Nadu, West Bengal and Maharashtra is increasing, while it is falling in major coconut growing states like Andhra Pradesh, Kerala and Karnataka. According to the survey report, coconut production in Odisha reached 491 million in 2014-15, an increase of 19.75% over the previous year. Similarly, West Bengal also showed an increase of 11.3% to touch 442 million nuts during the period. The report said the estimated coconut product in Kerala for 2014-15 showed a decrease of 17.48% over 2013-14. It said shortage of rainfall, pest and disease are the causes reported for decline in production in Kerala. In Karnataka, production declined from 4,337 million nuts to 4,126 million, while in Andhra Pradesh it declined to 781 million nuts. Before wrapping up the headlines once again, ending anxious wait of devotees, Sri Mandir administration announces identification of Jagat Daru in Jagat district today. State government modifies long-term ore linkage policy keeping in mind problems faced by mineral industries in availing raw materials. Doctors working in remote areas of the state to see their payout doubled up, with government set to lure them with special incentives. State government to invest around rupees 1,000 crore in next 2 years to improve the living standards of vulnerable tribal groups. And Odisha registers around 20% increase in coconut production last fiscal at a time when Andhra, Kerala and Karnataka show a decline. Thank you for watching. Good night.